president's talking about, it does make it highly provocative, as you brought up. I think that's something that that he's using right now as a tactic, right? It is part of his information campaign to be able to say, hey, look, we have something off of your coast. Now, I think the important piece to understand, though, is that when you're looking at our nuclear submarine program, when you look at the Virginia-class submarine, Columbia-class submarine, that we are 10 years ahead of, from a technological perspective, of Russia or China. And it's very, very difficult to find out where these things are anyway. And because of the stealth technology, because of what we use and how quiet they are, they could be anywhere anyway. So it's an opportunity for the president to say, hey, this thing is over there. That is an overt way versus some of the clandestine way that these things move anyway. And it's something that we have always been able to position our capabilities where they need to be at whatever time. Normally, they're just not publicized.
Okay, so they're sneaky, Wayne, but what capacity do they have? What actually can these things hold?
They have quite a bit of armament between Tomahawk cruise missiles as well as additionals. We are building towards the capacity for hypersonic missiles to be able to fire out of their vertical launch systems, the VLS, on that as part of the Navy's conventional prompt strike program as well. But they carry enough to the Virginia class from that, the Tomahawks cruise missiles perspective, to cause a lot of damage. And then when you look at the Columbia class, you are looking at your ballistic missile capability as well that's fired from those platforms. And they can reach pretty much anywhere in the world based off of, especially from the Atlantic to Pacific or even through the Arctic.
So does this strike fear in the heart of the Kremlin? What does Vladimir Putin think of this?
Well, I think the fact that President Trump is saying it out loud is speaking volumes in that capacity. I think that Putin and crew would already know that we're going to have our capabilities within defense as well as strike range, no matter what. That's just part of why we have operational deployments of our naval capability to protect the U.S. Right? It is a strategic ability for force projection, as we call it in the military side of the house. Right? As they would call it. These are force projection measures to be where they need to be. You've seen President Trump use it normally on the carrier strike group side of the house that says, hey, I'm going to put the USS Gerald Ford in this area. I'm going to go and do this from an aircraft carrier. Well, along with that aircraft carrier comes a nuclear submarine. It's part of that package that normally goes out there. And so that's just part of the complement, along with destroyers and other things. For him to say that, hey, I'm just talking about the nuclear submarine piece, I think is a tactic to go after some of the fear in that perspective and say, hey, I'm doing this and you don't know where they're at.